Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Tonight we are here. Oh, gotta mute my other PC. Hear myself speak. All right, let's get set up here. Hope you're all doing well. Gonna get back into leveling here on the fighter. Gonna be doing a little bit of church grind, maybe a little grind over here by this lake, and we're gonna try to get to 10, which will give us next weapon available that Oyez gave us. He's online. Level 1 Ranger. That's weird. I thought he was much older. I thought he was like a level 24 Ranger, but either way, hope you're all doing well tonight. And we're just going to grind a little bit, work on our build, work stuff, and generally just hang out. So buckle in. Know if you got any questions, chat. And still getting used to the fighter, but definitely working in the other weapon a little more, which is the bow right now. Trying to get that. Kind of some use. Get it some use for applying the stagger debuff, and got a little bit of a ride here. I don't think there's any church groups going. We could always head up there. And I think I want to focus on leveling a bit and then work my way back toward the professions, just so we can survive in all of those zones. The weirdest thing going on with the lighting in this game. It's randomly like gets dark and then comes back. Not sure if it's a bug or part of the environment changes. Like, here we go. Now we're back to brightness. So we'll see what that's all about, maybe. We're kind of aiming for this area of this lake. There's some level 10, level 9 mobs that we can grind. That'll give us some XP. Yeah, generally enjoying the game so far. Was playing on the cleric a little bit the other night when there's not much to do in terms of the church, and I didn't know where to go. I can work on some side quests that are level down. That's always an option. That are like level 6 or so. Just try to get those done. For some easy XP, but grinding seems to be a good way to get level ups. If we can't do it in a group, we're going to do some challenge grinding to get as much XP as we can. These goblins are worth a good amount, but I switched up my build for a bit of solo grind as well. Just looking for that stagger so we can trip, do some extra damage, get the hemorrhage going. Try to apply that stagger again, redo the rotation. Not getting lucky with it. There it is. So the combos feel really good, and those are quite fun. But we get 400 XP from the... Oh, this guy looks interesting. Need a better hunting cert, but these Bloomeras are good XP. These mycelids are alright. They give about 600, but the 1-star level 9 Bloomeras, they're a long fight, but they give a good amount of XP. And that's kind of what we're looking for. Is to, again, apply that stagger and get into the trip disable. Make sure we get the bleed in. And then we get a little bit of XP from the or a little more damage from the overhead strike here. Those rings we've got to avoid. It's nice to interrupt that cast. Keep our bleed going. Alright, so he's healing. Running a little low on mana here. There it is. And those give us about 1,000 XP, a little more. That's pretty solid. Let's see where we're at XP wise. We have 171,000. Divided by 1158. We just need to kill 148 of those. Then we'll get our next level. That sounds miserable, to be honest. So church is probably going to be the best thing to do. What about these quests? I wonder, too, if they're any good. Like 9k XP, that's pretty solid for a level 6 quest. Might be worth it to go back and find some of those griffins. Just, you know, playing down a little bit, I don't think is going to hurt us. Going to be some quick quests that we can do. But we'll get out of our XP debt and try here for some little bit of combo work again. Oh, he resisted. That was poison on death. So unfortunately, we don't have any sort of fast travel, which is a good and bad thing. You know, I like it in games, but quests are a bit far away since we're changing gears. But I think we should aim for killing the bandit commander. Probably need to kill some mobs to get in and do so. So it'll be a nice little challenge for us. Kind of over in this region near Daragal Estates, and I set my hearth 2-sword outpost, or my home point. So yeah, I think having a group build and then a solo build helps out a lot in this game. Again, I don't know what's with the fighting. Got to see if there's any options. I don't think it's anything to do with like the weather effects. Wonder how you get in there. It looks like maybe we've got to go back. And come all the way around up through here. Might be a little shortcut, but it seems like it's up on top of that cliff. Might have to fight our way through. I feel like everything that has a vertical either up or down in this game is set up kind of in the same way. Like it's a bit templated. Like whatever way you think you're getting to something is always like, now you got to go all the way around or work your way through mobs or something. I think we're going to go up through here, fight our way up, and eventually get in there. We might be able to just ride up and seems like a bandit outpost would be up here, right? Okay, so little griffin action. These are on our list to kill. I'm not sure if they're the right type. The quest. There's cold griffins, but has to be maybe on the bluff above. Okay, so here's a wolf trying to fight. Oh, and there's another mob. Big damage coming in. Back to bleed. right, let's get rid of the horse. It seems like we're gonna be fighting here for a minute. Rest up. Trying to get up into that region. Kill the bandit commander. The bandit commander. All right. Let's go see if we can find this guy. So might be able to just kind of work our way around here. Big damage. 190 XP. I feel like the bow is just better. Like, to apply condition. Because I don't think I have stagger on my, no, I just have snare. If they're staggered, apply another stack of snared. I feel like maybe I want to open with my bleed. How long does snare last? I don't know. We'll figure this out as we go. He missed. So I gotta end up fighting two targets. For that kill. Guys should be okay to take them on. Commander isn't even a 1-star. So we'll see if we can maybe do some quick damage to him. The other one's a caster, though. Alright, now we just have one. I think the stance changed helped a little bit. Now we don't have as much bleed. It's quite buggy. We got him, though. We got a weathered scroll. Some glint. Now, what more? Ravens. That's like a really low level quest, I think. Splinters. Guess we could just work our way back through here. As long as we don't die to fall damage. It's a long way down. This guy's trying to fight. I don't know if I'm getting server lag or what, but it seems like my skills aren't working as instantly as I want them to. Oh, now we have to go back to Second Sword Outpost. We just came from there. That's where our turn-in is. Those are some quick XP targets. 4 more of those to find. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this single target build works really well, having the bow out. Because the sword is just all slash damage, so you can just quickly use your actives when things get into melee range. 12 ancient splinters. And yeah, this is tough server lag. Chat's going wild. There's some over there. A lot of targets to work through. A level 5. Let's see how like OP you get with levels. That could be interesting. I mean, obviously I'm geared because of Oya's, but oh, fight. Any more splinters over here? Be cool if they put like chests and stuff in as well. You to find like cool stuff kind of hidden in camps. I don't know if there's any plans for that, but it could be nice. Looks like there's something over here. Well, that's a parcel. We got another quest for that. Probably a few of those around here. Some ravens. I feel like this is just like quest central, where we're able to get some progress at least, even if they're low level quests. Might as well just get them done. Do these ones not count? So I'm not getting progress. That's so weird. Does this one count? Now that I'm in the zone for it. Yep. So I just needed to move into the bubble, I suppose. Okay. No more ravens. And there's a raven. It's still attacking me. There we go. Got some ash wood as our rule. How does melee combat feel? Pretty good. I think that the fighter is exceptionally good at displaying that because you have your ability to block, you can dodge, and of course, you have your weapon combo finisher. Is it responsive? Do the skills do what you want them to do? Of course. So, I mean, like I could pull a target and go slow, give you that show, but I pull with my bow and you attack and you have a chance on hit or a finisher that you pick to go. But if I bleed him and then I tag him with hemorrhage, he starts bleeding all over the place. It's very responsive to your active skills. And of course, you have the ability to combo, multiple skills together that then increase your damage done. You can have actives like this stagger effect that then you knock them down, combo on top of that, add more of a bleed, and just kind of keep chugging through your skills. I'm actually not even, I want to say, halfway through the skill line, but it seems to be a good single target build. So I'm liking fighters so far. I was playing rogue before, and that's really, really responsive to combos like stuns and locking targets up, which then gives you that ability to work in poisons and bleeds and stuff. What about enemies being out of range on the server side or something equivalent to that, like the client not in sync with the server? I mean, obviously with it being in alpha, there's going to be some server issues in, areas where latency kind of stresses the systems that they have going. But I'm not, over the 4 or 5 days that I've played, I haven't run into many instances where things were junky and not registering correctly. There were maybe like 2 or 3 instances in that time where it was like laggy, or you had that input lag for like a little area you were in for a couple minutes, and then it kind of resolved itself. And who knows, I certainly don't know the reasons behind that in the game's current state, but yeah, it kind of sucked, but again, you just pace your skills and just try to get them to work, try to stay alive. But mostly there weren't any big like lasting issues, and you could still fight and your skills were still registering. They were just maybe like a second or two late. So I could see that being a really big problem in PvP if you get to that point. If for whatever reason your connection's not great, you're probably not going to have that crisp response that you need to beat someone in a 1v1 or something like that. But I think generally, like, people who are gonna play this game on older hardware are gonna have a problem, just because of the scale. If they're talking about doing battles with 100 people or something, yeah, just response time. I don't know what other errors you could really see in that window. Everything is registering. I think they've designed the game to kind of put you into combat, and there's a degree of leashing to targets. Like, you can run away and they'll eventually fall off, but most of them stay on you and hunt you down. So if there's problems around your connection, I think that's going to be like, step one in your downfall, no matter what, just because your skills won't work that great. And the mobs are very aggressive. So other errors might be you're not able to use melee skills because you're not in range, although you are on your screen, or a pebble blocking your attack, like a bush being between you and an enemy. I don't think I've had any instances where like there's world collision with objects that stop your attack. You can fight through it. Like if someone was standing like right here and I swung the sword and they were in it, it still registers. I think if you're describing that situation where they're in melee range, like, who knows what happened there? I tried to charge through an object and it just shot me away. So they might have like a little tool to help you from colliding with environment. What was that? Yeah, that was me charging through a rock. So you saw that response of what happens when if you put a bush or something between you and your enemy. Did the damage land? I think so. I don't know. We can try again. Oh, this archer. I don't know if there's like line of sight. But I can try to charge through this. Oh, that didn't work too well. Maybe I need something that will leash to me. Or maybe it was just that fence that was the issue. But that was me charging at the target, and then like he charged straight through it. So I don't know what I found there. It was a weird, maybe one-off. check your ping? Yeah, sure. I'm sure there's whatever, like something on your screen. Graphics, it might be under here. I thought I saw it before where it was like display statistics or stuff like that. Display, no. It was under interface. Control plus F. No. Try again. I did see it somewhere. Be under just system. Camera movement. It's probably under this, like big list of stuff. Show entering combat. Lethal floating text. Interface menus here, maybe this. Edit HUD toggle FPS. Alt Shift F. Let's see what's under there. Didn't work too. Unless it's coming up in a weird spot. Also, edit HUD might have something. Don't think there's an option yet. People check in Task Manager. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, from my experience, I haven't run into any issues with registering attacks. I have not had the situation where things are out of range of melee because the hitbox is just like a frontal cone. So if you were out of range because you were lagging or something, you were going to miss anyway. It's not like you were like in range all of a sudden, and targets move and stuff. So, but them hunting you down kind of like just removes that from being a possibility because they're always in your face. I do not know how to get up here. I think maybe you got to go through all of the runes and stuff. Not being in sync with the client, no. No, there are mobs that have like blink and stuff, and even those are pretty responsive. So no, I'm not having that. It seems like in the last testing session it might have been less polished, but now everything's working pretty well, at least for these zones. I'm sure there's zones that are still in progress where that could be happening, but no, mostly if you aim at something or if you engage combat, it's pretty good. Like, I'd say it's engaging enough that like the game doesn't feel boring because you're constantly working on your combos, finishers, stacking your conditions. So it's super engaging. It's not like, I'm just going to sit here and like, kind of check out, mindlessly grind. I mean, I'm sure you can do that and just like hit your auto attack, but you're not going to be doing much damage. So I think we've got to go through the undead area to get up to the griffins. Is there a bridge? Yeah, there's like a massive bridge across there. Have any other turn-ins? I think just the one over. Outlaw's End. Bonebinder Ritual Rings. Understand the idea is engaging. I want to know how reliably it can be executed. So the fundamental design of melee combat is what is interesting to me. Range is always very simple to get it right. Yeah, I think they're spot on. Whatever design choices they're making, it feels really good in melee. And ranged, I've played a little bit of, but ranged also feels really good. Like, you can successfully kite and dodge and do all of the things you need to do to avoid damage, like when mobs are charging up and everything like that. It just is a good experience so far. So if they keep on that path and they keep creating mobs that are like interesting and aren't just the same like, oh, I'm gonna charge at you type mobs, and they have those cool like attack windows, or like even there's one up over here that shoots fireballs that leaves like here you'll see it leaves like a AoE on the ground that you gotta avoid. But I don't, you know, if the combat wasn't so responsive, I don't think the game would work, because you are stacking conditions ability after ability based on your last hit. So if you're gonna miss like, you know, 2 or 3 of those windows, like it's dog, and no one's gonna want to play that. So that was really, I think, a good like fundamental point for them to get right. As far as PvP goes, I haven't done much PvP. I did in like the initial siege testing and stuff, but not in this alpha. This is my highest character. In your melee range against the mobs is pretty straightforward. If you're a rogue, you have to go behind the back. That's very important. Yeah, that is like a whole fundamental part of the rogue's kit, and it works very well. So no, it's not like that at all. If you're on screen, see the enemy back and the server side doesn't register to class. No, the rogue, I could make one. I was playing one before. If you wanted to go back a couple of my videos and see, the rogue is super responsive. This guy's playing a rogue, I think. Yeah. I mean, he's just like face tanking it, but yeah, no, you gain advantage as a rogue, and you have backstab and stealth as one of your main items. And there's a lot of skills that push you to the back of the enemy, to do more damage, but also it's just part of the kit. So the mobs kind of working correctly are like a fundamental part, and it works really, really well. I was having so much fun on the rogue, even like more combo wise than the fighter, for sure. Because the fighter, it's almost a lot of damage through movement. Shit, is this guy coming for me? No. It's a lot of damage through movement and avoidance through movement. It's kind of like dancing, and then you have like these nice stances that you can switch between in combat, and that adds a whole nother element of like you dodging and blocking at the right time. But the stances are going to be really cool, I think, as the class kind of goes further. Personally don't like combos. Well, then you're going to just go for a cooldown build, and that's even better because I'm not playing that right now. But um, there's just like whirlwind, and you can build advantage through, or not advantage, momentum is what it's called. You can build momentum through attacking. Like this, just basic attack. You're avoiding. You're doing your basics. You're building momentum, stacks of momentum, and then you can do a whirlwind and use up all of your momentum that's built up. And you can use it down as if it's like a resource bar. And it feels really good, especially when you are grinding in a group. Rather prefer combos to be introduced gradually. I think what'll happen with this line is that the combos will be much less attainable early on in the game. Like this whole like, oh, you start with this amount. Like right now I saw the Skelly attack 1 meter to the right. If he was in a axe swing, they march forward while casting. Let's see if we've got any. This is a rib toss, which is a ranged attack. So he's doing that. And he's not actually focused on, melee attack. That's his range. If I was fighting the other mob type, I don't remember. They do like this frontal swing where they like kind of walk forward in a charged channeled attack. And that's where you might see him just like completely ignore where your hitbox is. How many more do I need on these? I do think that I want the quest tracker, the journal, to snap a little better. Hopefully it's something they can pick up. But if I'm looking at this and I click it or something, I really hope that they code it to snap to your current quest or like illuminate, I'm 6 of 10 or whatever it just said. Because having a bunch of them tracked just sucks. And it tracks by default. So like I go and pick up a quest and now my like journal is just a bunch of junk. It's not it doesn't even show it on the map. I think it was 6 of 10. So that's a lot of clicks to be able to just see where I'm at. Yeah, here's his axe swipe where he's just channeling regardless of where I'm at. Yeah, but I'm mostly running like a single target build because I'm kind of solo leveling. You can swap your build on the fly, so maybe later on I might try to get into a group for a little bit of grinding. All right, 9 of 10. I think I'll find one over here, but I might need to be in range of the quest bubble. So we'll just kill one more. This is like a level 4 quest or something way under me, but it's kind of on way to the Griffins. I do like that you can just complete quests like from your log output. That feels nice. Gathering, processing, crafting. Yeah, how tough this guy is. 2k health. I'm gonna have to pull out all the stops, I think, in this one. We're in our bleed. I'm not getting hardly any of my conditions to go off. Need this guy to stagger. There we go. Now we can do some big damage. Big combos. Stagger again. Bleed. Running low on mana, so I gotta pick my poison here. I think at half health, I've been switching to my avoidance. Should do some more damage. My avoidance stance. There it is. What do you got for me? Dim Blend. Quality in life. Yeah, I mean, this is alpha, so there's so much work that needs to be done still. As long as the fundamentals are correct, that's the only thing that matters. Dislike the text font greatly. Hope they adjust this to something more readable. Yeah, it's like very, I don't know, like gothic slash slim. But yeah, if they continue here and you have relatively okay quest design, pretty good like profession system. It's like a timed, crafting gets you the best gear, looting gets you, pretty good gear in like dungeons and stuff. Open world, it's just all RNG. If they do the quest pretty well, the crafting system pretty well, and they lead with their PvP and this combat system, I think it'll be a huge hit. As long as they don't fumble with like getting tied up and trying to like overdo all of these details they're trying to promise in, I think it'll be really good. The combat will carry this one for sure, especially if you have classes that are playing together, like the harmony of playing. Do I touch it? I don't want to touch it. Playing in harmony with other classes is even better because of how many conditions stack, and you're able to just like group up a bunch of enemies and have those roles of like tank and healer, and it really 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 drills deep into you playing in a group being the most kind of like successful way to play. So it's going to support this guild system. This guy just popped up out of nowhere, phased into my mouth. All right, give me the stagger. There it is. Big combos coming in. All right, now I'm out of additions. Reset. No loot. Groups will dominate. A lot of drama, yeah. Probably. I mean, anytime there's like a guild warring system, that's a good source of continued drama. Yo, I'm trying to rest here. You're just cutting down trees. Level 25? This guy's nuts. So these are the guys that I came over to farm a little for phones. Get that big combo going. Don't know what rake does. Me leading out over here. That gave 649. Not horrible, but I feel like this level is going to be super long if I can't find a grinding group. During combat, can you remove your gear? Saw one random better people complaining about corruption. Guy got his crate stolen by 3 guys, one of them being ungeared just to player kill him. So the other 2 guys are getting his HP low. Is a skill issue, or is he actually unable to unequip his gear while being attacked? I actually have no idea. I can try to combat. I think I got an error message there. Can't unequip while attacking. So, yeah, you know, all of those kind of like, I don't know what you would call them, like weird instances where people abuse the system, they're going to get fleshed out and people are not going to be able to do like dumb stuff. I'm sure it's going to work for a time when everyone's just being how people are in games and stuff, you know, looking to abuse each other, abuse the system. Oh, more glint. Make sure we don't die here. But yeah, part of the game, make people tilt and leave because they aren't used to this. I mean, this isn't like the first game of this genre, right? Like all oh dude, look. The FPS, the MS. It is a thing. I just didn't know where it was. Ah. So it shows my and some frames. It's very small. I could probably move it now that I know where it is. No. No, it's just no matter what, you get it up there for now. But yeah, I mean, this isn't the first one of this genre. Like, you got Black Desert, you've got what else? Like Throne and Liberty is kind of in this vein. Like, arguably, like Guild Wars 2, I know they have more instance PvP with the weapon system. It's like taking a bunch of systems from all over the place. This guy's just grinding these griffins too. It's taking a bunch of systems from other games and like cherry picking the best part of them, which I think is smart and good, and it will eventually lead to people enjoying the game. You know, if you can do those things right, you're going to be ahead of the curve as far as game development design goes. But yeah, the players are going to ruin stuff. There's going to be guild drama and all that stuff, but they're just going to patch it up and it's no longer a problem. And when people, you know, get butthurt about that and then they, you know, quit the game, believe me, they weren't going to play anyway. They weren't going to play till end game. They were just here to try it. And if one little thing tilts you, I mean, you're not invested in the community, not invested in the game. So I think they've got a good monetary model if they do live service and have a sub and continue to expand the game and keep going. think a lot of people will feel respected to have kind of community growth first and the game get some love based on those like good design choices and just see from there. But I mean, like, first impressions as someone that's played MMOs for a really long time, and then, you know, you get into an alpha, like things are working pretty well for an alpha. Even though they're doing many phases, it's not all that, you know, rare. Games used to have many phases in their alpha beta design states. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, let's like get something to a quarter of the way made and then like do early access and then release a hunk of garbage and call it a game. It's been 8 years now, so about time. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of it I think was like we saw it at the beginning, funding phases. There's been a lot of like publicity or like media around the game that I don't think is typical of the industry or really typical at all for most products, like where they're talking about it for a long time, they're putting a team together. Like you don't see all those steps. I feel like they've been very open about like where they want to go and taking feedback. And I mean that's a good design choice, but ultimately, you know, it can kill you if you spend all this time listening to people that are just, you know, pulling things the way that they want, even if they're not quite what's good for the game or what's good for players at mass. You know, it might have worked in a older game in a very specific certain circumstance or game mode, and then it might not work here. So everyone's hoping it'll save MMOs. It's either Ash of Creation or the Riot MMO. Yeah, I don't think it's a double-edged sword because of the buy-in, right? Like people might get I don't know, invested early and then be like, "Oh man, it's taking so long to create the game." Like I promise you they're going to be there when it releases because the buy-in is super cheap compared to other MMOs. You pick up a sub, right? Everything else is like, "Hey, spend $70 to test our thing." You know. Also, mount skins are pay to win. Either you agree or not. How are skins pay to win? I mean, that's one thing too that's like tough to understand, I think, is like everyone's focus on cosmetics. They aren't going to add ways to get those exclusive alpha skins, then it's pay to win. What do you mean the exclusive alpha skins? There's only skins in the shop. All you have to do in order to get any of the skins in this game is create an account, and within your Ashes account hub, psychologically people will not want to invest into the game if they can't get the unique snail they missed out on. What do you mean? It's not unavailable. If they missed it because of them not knowing about the game, I could see that, but it's like a rotated shop. So you create an account for Ashes. When you go into their player hub, I don't know if they have it. I don't think they have like a store shop. It might bring up, yeah. they've got the skins in there, and you could just buy them early, and they'll apply to your game when you play the game. Whether you're testing now or whether you just buy, the standard, all of the skins, whatever skins are available right now, they have like a rotating shop. So it's like, this is whatever October skin, they're Halloween themed or something. And then next October, there'll be the bat instead of the skeleton or something. And it's just like cosmetics. But if you are like, I want to play this game and get in on it, then you can go and just buy that. And then they'll apply to your account when the game comes out. So you missed out on the skeleton. I don't know. I'm just using it as an example. I don't know what's available because they're just cosmetics and they apply over, like, I think I have a turtle. See, might be in my mail. But I have something that was with like the the alpha or the whatever, the full access. Hyperbolizing the pay to win part. Well, that's the one thing that's like hard to understand, is because they don't add anything to the game other than like a skin. It's a cosmetic skin. That's it. If people are mad about not being able to get that, I just don't get it, because it's like you're investing in the game $15, $10, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if you get the skeleton or the turtle or the whatever. You're putting $15 into something that you enjoy. If someone's going for like a collector of all skins, I also don't understand that, because you can only have one equipped. So, I mean, I guess you can roll out the red carpet and keep equipping and unequipping skins to show everyone you got a thing. But some people do understand that. And again, I think that those people are like not representative of the community that will play the game long term and actually be the ones that contribute to the like success and longevity of the game. If you have a bunch of people who are like actively in guilds, actively participating in the forums, reporting bugs, like being involved in the new updates and everything, you've got this player base that's like really, really contributing to the status of the game. And anything that's in the shop is just the players that are just like the ones that will not really contribute to the game. It's a form of prestige. MMOs are very ego driven. Status matters the most. I think that status will matter when like guilds win wars and your character has some of the best gear and you can like kill people in PvP and you are like successful in the game, right? Max level, like, again, contributing to the community in that way. Buying something in the shop, like as a cosmetic that does literally nothing for you, doesn't raise your status in this type of game. It's just a thing. Like, you could be level 1 and have the unicorn mount, and no one is going to care who you are or that you have that mount because you're not, in the game. But the other guy is an ultra rare 123 white horse with a red horn, and I don't. Like, no one cares about that. Like, in terms of the game sense, like, are you going to get into a group because you have that horse? No. Are you going to be able to do the best or like the end game dungeon in the game because you got a horse from the shop? No. Are you going to be good at PvP because of the horse? No. So it's like, there's just like, where, in what universe does it matter left or right, personally you wouldn't care, but a significant amount of the players will. And I agree. I agree that people will purchase it. People will care about the quality of the cosmetics in the shop. Whether things are cool or dull, that's cool. That's important, right? They view it as pay to win. There's no way that they view it as pay to win. There's no advantage to it. Right? Like you have games that have mounts that are like increased movement speed. They have other features like they have an auction house or something attached to them, bigger bag storage. That's pay to win cosmetics or, marketplace items. But what's up, Vesquito? Enjoying? Thanks, man. Hope you're doing well. We're just chilling, talking about like what people like. Oh. Yeah, dude. I do not want anything to farm. I'm farming you right now. It is a bot. I thought it was a person. They're getting so clever, We get rid of that. Anyway. As long as you have a way to obtain it, I think that everyone will have that ability to obtain it, and that whole 60% of players that care. Again, they won't be the players that are pushing the game along. They might help at release with like purchasing some more things that help like make the game have like good financials early on, but not the mount that was in the first supporter pack. Yeah, I guess, but how many people have bought that pack and they won't even play the game because they, had kids or, died or whatever. There's just it's hard to treat it as a status symbol if it's not going to be a generally recognized item. Like kind of like you said, right? Like, oh, it's been 8 years. Like there's a good portion of the player base that's either like been like, this isn't going to be for me through development, or there's going to be a subset of players that recognize that and go, yeah, that's the thing. And then they're going to be like, cool. Nice work. And then they're going to move on to the activity that they want to get done in their play session. Are they going to be bummed that they don't have like the same opportunity? I'm sure, but like that there's kind of like a an element to FOMO in every MMO, really at any game space, because people arrive at games in different spots. And I think that if they do like a rotating cosmetic shop, that maybe over time that mount will become available. I don't know. I doubt it. You're probably right. There's going to be some like level of prestige to having a mount that was from the the supporter, I did it first type thing. But again, those are going to be the people that donated, or well, not really donated because they get something out of it, but supported the game in its infancy. And they're going to be the ones that kind of really push the health and the quality of the game forward. So I think it's cool if they have those things. But I think everyone arrives at MMOs in different places, and it always comes down to the fundamentals of why do you play MMOs in the first place? Do you know? Is it the level experience that you have? Is it the the end game content that you like to climb the ladder and then have it reset on you, and then you like to climb it again? I think that the biggest thing that keeps MMOs worth playing gets back to just the community aspects. It's the people, the friends. It's that reliable like sense of, hey, I'm gonna, sign in online and I'm gonna be able to do this every Tuesday and kind of like be with the same people and have fun. That's it. Repetitive grind. Deal with ADHD. Escape real life. Yeah, I think everyone's looking for that in a way. And it would be not possible to play it competitively as a solo player. Possibly. But I mean, there's a level cap, right? So I don't know if that's technically true. I mean, okay, you won't be able to get the best gear in the game, but relatively close through crafting. Probably. And then it comes down to skill. Heavily focus on parties and compositions. Well, yeah, of course. But I mean, like, okay, so let's say we have a level 25 and we've got someone with BIS across the board, full absolute BIS. And they're like really good at PvE. They enjoy doing dungeons and stuff. They've got like good pals and a good group. And then you've got someone that is in 80% gear. Like, do you think that they're not going to be able to complete the same dungeon content? I don't know. It probably comes down to skill can make up for that. If you were in full BIS and you were just face tanking shit, you don't use your dodge, you're like blocking and just like somewhat survive. You're the dead person on the ground while 29 other people bring you there, right? In PvP, it literally doesn't matter. If you're a good PvPer and you're 70% geared against someone, you still have a chance to win. For sure. When people misplay, misstep. Now, with time, will that person that is in BIS beat you? Yes. Every engagement? No. But once they practice, yeah, they will. Once they, go through the skill lines and they get stunned up, locked up the same way, they're going to figure out a way to, get out of it. Open world contested content they will not complete. I kind of agree with that, but I think it's just going to be mob rules with this. Like, I 100% think that it's just going to be numbers. So, if you've got great guild, got 10 people surrounding this griffin waiting for it to spawn because it's a good farm, and then 30 people roll up, it doesn't matter if you're 10 or great. I think like within range, if they're 30 level 10s, no. But they're 30 level 25s and half of them are worth their salt, I think you just lose. I don't think that there's going to be this like heroic, 30 people roll up against one serious constant party. Yeah, I don't think they have a chance. I think, you've got 8 versus 30. I think 8 is the max party size right now. That might be changing, but no, I don't think you win that. I think you could probably get some solid kills for sure. 100%. You could survive for a while, but once your healers are out of mana, you got 30 dead bodies on the floor. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you can do it, like, hell yeah, get in my guild. I'm down. I don't think these guys are really a good source of XP now that I'm looking at it. They're not too long to kill, but I do need to, I think, find some grind groups if I want to advance at all here. Probably switch to my bow too, because I need to get a stagger in. There it is. Now we kill. Oh, out of mana. From what you see, from what Steven says, he's designing classes to be relevant and empowering in party setups. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. But I think there's going to be like enough space in the world as well. For if you're max level, you're serious, you're in groups, like you'll have a couple grind spots to go and fight over. It'll be really fun. You get a couple hours in, like much like BDO, right? Get a couple hours in, then you're just going to get rolled up on by people where like people get tired. You've got numbers, you don't have numbers. Like it's just going to be a constant changing thing. But do you have a good amount of grind? Yeah. And there won't be like an endless XP, situation with that. So you'll really be able to like fight over resources and then get what you need and then get out. And then, like if they keep bringing in new content and keep making new dungeons and stuff, and the PvP gets to where it needs to be with all of these like planned node evolvement type things, I think we'll be in a really good spot to have like fun stuff happening at all times, whether it's grind spots, PvP, more instance or structured content. I don't think there really is like a true solo player though in MMOs anymore. Like, can you play other games and just like play solo and expect to have like the same outcomes? Probably not, right? You can't get the best gear in the game, whether it's raid content or dungeons or PvP. Like, you can do like small arena content, like all this. But if you're just like, hey, I'm gonna grind out in the world, get some materials, craft it up, like you're only ever gonna be like an 80% player no matter what game you're playing, Right. So there's no instance content. There's no really, I mean, there's structured content like dungeons or caves or like whatever, but yeah. All right, where should I go next? Maybe I go turn in the outlaw quest because that's a nice chunk of XP. It might balloon into an additional quest that's my level. How do I get down from this high point? I hope there's something. Oh my god, man, these bots. 50 for free? Get so many free kick followers. You know what I want is like a jump from the horse. So this is nice material. I want to be able to clear this. We did it. A nice big jump. I think I've got a turn in way over there. Oh, and this is kind of by the church, right? Or no? Next one over. Man, I mean, like, Kick is just riddled with bots. I've never seen a worse site as far as like bot saturation goes. It's pretty wild. If I can get across that, I mean, I know I could swim, but like, is there an open? The rock face. I think it's pretty decent. Spent a decade on Twitch. Yeah, but I don't nearly get any of the no, I have nothing to Kick. Kind of hopped on and started the multi-stream once that was allowed. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have a relatively like small group of followers, viewers, so I don't really feel like I have a reason to install a bunch of tools until I have a little more growth or success in it. So yeah, maybe I'll have to look into that. I just kind of ban like one or two. I don't know why I keep having like my skills go off or something while I'm riding. I guess I can zoom out on my map. I don't need to open my map as much. This is something I need to figure out. It's the whole like dimming lighting situation. I don't know if it's my PC or the game being weird. Unreal Engine things, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't have it happen in other games, so I know it's like this game, but I don't know what settings I need to do to. Oh, it's gonna get fixed later. Gotcha. %, Unreal elimination. Gotcha. You got all the answers, man. Iconic almost. There you go. That's right, man. Killed the dude who did the thing. Was there guard here? I don't think so. I thought there was a quest here, but I need like a vendor. This font, it's so bad, the readability, specifically on player and NPC names. Yeah, it's rough. Timothy Frostlane. So I need to sell out my inventory before I go do risky things. I think maybe there's one over. Maybe we could look for a grind. Oh, there we go. Darkness again. It's extra nighttime right now. Soon it'll be normal nighttime. There it is. We're back. I do really enjoy the like landscape in this game. At least this zone. I have not ventured to the desert area yet. So that'll be something to do as we get further on in levels here. This is what we need. The herb vendor. Sell all of our glint. It looks good. Hopefully it'll increase mob density. Yeah. I think they'll have it set up pretty well. I don't know what any of these. We don't need them. We just need cash. I finally have a gold. All right, let's see if we can find a group here. Might just run up there. See if anyone's grinding away. Oops, wrong button. That was cool. Doing some spins. Small crest for clans. Yeah. That'd be cool. I don't know what I hit G, but that's to dismount. The guild button is U. Yeah, there's got to be something that eventually comes online to represent, whether it's like tabards or flags for your horse or something. Yeah, with your nickname, but also that might be a little tough unless they're planning on adding that for it to be that responsive to whatever design. I don't know if this is what this Sacra Ordo designed or if that the guild emblem looks like. Yeah. I'm sure they'll do something like that. They have to, right? It only makes sense. Oh, here's some people. Any room at the inn? If you have 300 versus 300, you will not be reading clan names. That's right. Oh man, I saw this guy the other day. Oh, no. Oops. Sorry, guy. All right, now we got to change our build up for some AoE. Good times. I think this is good. We need to get rid of crippling blow, battle cry. I think we kept everything else. Oh, no, got rid of that. And then when we level, we'll use the extra projectile. It'll be good. You see the problem? He's level 12, thinks he's better than me. Can you inspect other players' gear or skills? I think you can only follow them. I really don't think you can do stuff like that. Maybe down the line. All right, let me think about my combo, stagger, wallop, maim. Yeah, that's good. Much better. I don't really have a tank. No, we do have a tank, but he's not near us, maybe. I like that you can't. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. I mean, then you also have like that iconic kind of like thing where if you see a sword or like a cool helm or something, you know what piece of gear that is if it's real rare. And then you're like, oh shit, that guy's a G. Instead of just being like, oh, what is that? You know, because you could link it in chat or whatever. And that's cool. But I like that, not really being able to inspect someone. You can probably get a general idea of their build from stats and stuff, but someone out of party is flagged and you do AoE skill while farming mobs, so you get flagged by hitting him accidentally. I think the flagging system is different in this. It's like you have to have a certain level of like hate or bounty for random people to be able to hit you. Otherwise, it's only like flagged up players can fight. So if I'm not flagged and I'm just grinding, I don't think anything happens. If someone is bounty hunted, I think anyone can do damage to them and they don't gain the hate or the whatever, you know, whatever currency it is. I know it's called something else. So it's like it's kind of very risky to just like openly get to that level of PvP where like you've been killing the smalls for a while, guy. Like now you got a bounty on your head for being a jerk. Oh no, it's gonna blow up. Yeah, I don't think you'll get flagged. I think you're like actively encouraged to kill the people that are grieving. What about this one? Oh, Bloomfire, we could do this. Only level 14. Boom. Tripped. Yeah, so this is the group gameplay where you get some really good XP. Like, you know, we're ripping through, getting a couple hundred every grouping per mob. So if I can sit with these guys for a while, I should get 10 tonight. Get me there. I love how long distance the charge is. It really actually is so nice. I feel like a lot of other games are like, oh, you can use charge within 5 meters. This is like, yo, from downtown. Zones of very low density, you can't really Push far with stack sizes from Odyssey. If you go inside here, which we will, they're very stacked up. I think on the outskirts of things, they're trying to keep it kind of chill. But like the upper level of this is pretty insane. It's like you don't get a break. You just get mobs spawning on top of you over and over. So, but yeah, like grouping them up in AoE farming is super solid. You'd like to have an option to have 50 mobs on you. I'm sure there's probably like little areas where you can do that. Or they just haven't really brought that in. Well, I think that malevolent mound is something maybe outside of our wheelhouse. I don't know. He's only level 13. Maybe we could do it. That's what we're here for, right? To test the waters. Why not? Just need the tank to be the one that pulls it. Do mobs stop following after you getting aggroed? Or can you pull them forever? No. They have like a leash eventually, but it's much further than I've experienced in other games. Like they will hunt you. Like if you overpull like 2 or 3, you're in trouble. Because they also do the same type of status effects, like knock you down and stuff. And it's kind of like almost be careful. Or like don't fight mobs that are all red. Which I think is probably a good thing to practice anyway, but oh boy. Mage pulled. Try to pick some aggro up off of him. I'm very low on mana. I can't remember if I think I'm using refreshing strikes. Yeah, I'm getting like a little tiny bit. If you want to pull a mob intentionally, not just run away from it, like if I want to make trains of mobs. Yeah, no, they'll stick with you for quite some time. So I think that's totally a thing if you wanted to like do a whole loop around a room or something, you know. I think you could totally do that. I don't know what's best here, like low mana. Low mana, no mana. Just I want to like interrupt him on that heal. Maybe I'll just retain mana to use Wallop. That might help. This shout actually gives him a lot of weakness. Gotta save my trip. Not the vomit. There it is. Now weakness. Bleeding. Wake back up. Ah, he's good. Ooh, some mana. Of course not. No time for mana. Just need like one good whirlwind. That's good enough for each pack, really. Do tons of damage. Gotta go to sleep. No worries, man. Thanks for hanging out. Get some good rest. Catch you in the next one. Just keep tripping this guy.
Uh-oh. Pink's down. Oh man, he just crunched our healer. Change to evasion. This guy's just still coming though. Not me. We out. Whew. We rest. That's how you reset. Just in the lifesteal. Uh-oh.
We got a crash. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can get back in. Still retain our party.
It's a long little grind here to 10. I don't know if I'm doing the right quest line or like have the right area, but uh-oh. Stuff is all messed up. All right, no big deal. Oh, nice. This guy's got a little beer action. Sweet. I feel like these lower mobs are just a better XP source, quicker to kill. Group them up. I feel like I saw this dude like days ago playing here. So he's been grinding all the way to 12 just in this spot. Which is kind of wild. Get my glint back. Yo ho ho ho. What's up, Mr. 2-Bits? Yeah, game looks good so far. Feels good. Combat's good. Nice and responsive. But hope you're doing well. Just gonna keep grinding here, try to get to 10 because I've got an upgraded weapon waiting. That's 800 power more. in. Waiting for this guy to heal to try to interrupt him. Get the bleeds going. Some sort of cast. Go. Done. Definitely keeping a bit more mana with 2 bards. That's nice. Oh yeah, we're stomping XP now. Doing these small groups. So much. Gotta get this ad down that's chasing our heels around. Yo, what up, KQ Gamer? Or them golden. Hey. Ooh, heroic. Rolled a 2. Big numbers, huge. You got booted from the Discord? You don't have it anymore? I can re-invite you. I haven't been really using Discord too much lately. some numbers. It's such a long grind. Uh-oh. Team went down. I was trying to focus down the guy that was killing everybody. But they just pulled some more, I guess. So now we wait. So close to using the new weapon. It's just going to be like such a massive DPS increase. I'll be able to actually go grind by myself with a level 10 grind. Oh, I must have gotten a weapon upgrade. Yeah. That's nice. What is this little rat man? Little 25 mage. Oh, Jesus. Grated cheese for the raid. Welcome in, welcome in. You guys are doing well tonight. We're just grinding to 10 over here. Almost there, actually. Use our upgraded weapon. Oh, I've got a dirk here. I don't think it's better than my current weapon, but something. Yeah, almost here on the fighter to level 10. So, hope you guys had a good stream. We're able to get some good progress in if you're playing Ashes or different game. This mage is pulling a lot. I don't think we can really handle more than one or two of these guys. Glint there. And probably another 15 minutes and we should have level 10. What's up, Santorlani? Oh, I'm so close to leveling. Maybe after this fanatic. Boom, there it is. Gotta get out of combat and use my other weapon. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. We can probably get some more gear. Now that we're level 10, we're getting adept gear. Wounded might be nice, but also rejuvenating wall up. To keep heals up high. We'll see. Another couple weapon points. This grind's definitely speeding up now that we have some better damage. Oh. What's that about? But everybody, that is going to be it for me tonight. Got my level 10. I'm try to get out of here without getting killed. Can jump out the window. But yeah, excited to test out this this weapon as the week goes on and see if we can keep pushing on fighter. So, thank you for joining in. We'll pick a new person to raid as well. But that was some good church grinding, and I think it opens up a little more at level 10 now for me and some other grind spots. But that weapon is huge. Now we can at least kill mobs on our own without it being such a long, drawn out process. Let's pick someone else that's maybe in the same category. Go check out Breakfast Burger. Let's see. He's grinding. First time tank. Hope you all have a great night and continue to have a good week here. Enjoy the ashes. Adios.